Welcome back, survivors, to year 2 of our cynically awesome Dreamkeepers campaign. Now that we finished the prologue, it's time to fight a proper Crimson Crocodile, which means we first have to find him. There once was a beast whose heart swelled with delight. It wanted nothing more than to revel with others, yet try as it might, it found no one else who mirrored its mirth. It learned to share the joy in its heart with a twirl of its fingers. So, the survivors that I've brought are most of the old survivors from the prologue, but I've brought in Sarah, who got the survivalism philosophy last time, and she'll be represented by our red character, and then Jose became our first scout. So, he gets the good job of staying out of the way, making sure that our items come back. There's going to be a lot of challenge in the earlier years as our settlements hasn't gotten a lot of good gear, a lot of good abilities, or bonuses. So let's hope we don't get all of our survivors killed. And if they can survive, they can get new philosophies. So, first things first, somebody reveals a hunt event. We have a random event. We have 50. Gibbet. A crude iron cage swings from the branches of a massive tree. As the survivors approach, a man calls out to them from the cage, pleading to be freed. The survivors may pass him and suffer 1 brain event damage as the prisoner weeps and pleads. If the survivors choose to free him, the event revealer rolls 1d10. Well, I don't have a lot to lose here, so let's try it. A 5. The prisoner is thankful and follows the survivors until they rest. When they wake, each survivor loses 1 random resource, if they had any. They did not. So, well, at the very least, we don't go crazy for not helping. Next, we have lantern mites. The survivors rest under the glow of a lantern growing from a fleshy stalk. Each survivor gets +1 survival, which is good because my survivors don't have a lot of departing survival bonuses. So everyone was either running on 1 or 0, and our maximum is 3. One after another, they start to feel their hair moving at the roots. Small, hard-to-see insects burrow into their scalps, laying eggs. Each survivor rolls 1d10. The survivor with the highest results eats all the lantern mites off their body. They gain 1 survival. The survivor with the lowest result gets this terrified status card. They cannot remove it until the showdown ends for any reason. Everyone else gets +2 insanity. And then we still roll a random hunt event. Okay, well, I need some dice here. You can't see them, but I have the survivor sheets around the table, so I will do 1 for the scouts, a 6, to the left of them, or to the right of them. Okay, you're definitely failing. And then, okay, so you definitely fail. Person to the far right, you two tie for first. So you are first. Who is that? And who is this failure? Our straggler here is Mandy, who is now terrified, which is fine. I mean, she's probably going to die, and unfortunately she has the really cool grounded ability. It's not going to be a good time. And then our winner is Sarah. Everyone else gets 2 insanity. And then we still roll a random hunt event. 99. Portcullis. The survivors approach a massive portcullis standing in the darkness. It is not attached to anything. It does not bar their way. They may choose to walk around it. If they do, roll again on the hunt table before moving on the hunt board. If the settlement has the portcullis key, they may erase it from the settlement record sheet and use it. No, we don't get courage. It doesn't open. We don't step through. A gloom does not await us inside. So we re-roll. 11. I'm getting a lot of doubles. Monster droppings. Survivors find some monster droppings, like those of their quarry. The event revealer chooses to either investigate or consume the droppings. If we investigate, we get +1 understanding and roll on this table. If we consume, it's +1 courage and a different table. Let's investigate. The event revealer in this case was Mandy, so she will get +1 understanding and roll a 2. You discover just how sickening playing with feces is. Lose 1 survivor and roll again on the hunt event board before moving on. Can I just leave? 36. On the trail, the survivors rush forward, feeling their quarries close at hand. Skip the next hunt space. If this movement begins the showdown, survivors ambush their quarry. If any survivor has noisy gear, the survivors do not ambush. Start the showdown normally. So that means we skip this spot and we land right on top of the monster. We ambush you. Which means we can go first in the showdown. We don't follow the normal setup and instead place the terrain, the monster, and the survivors on the board as we want. Still following terrain rules, but otherwise, it's to us. So, let's set up our showdown. Here's our setup with Sarah, the redhead, as our monster controller. Thanks to the ambush, we are going to get to attack first. So I've set myself up in such a way that the survivors can get that blind spot bonus and move out of the way for other people to potentially do other things. We have Mandy over here, trying not to die. She's terrified. Terrified has the potential of instant death against the Crimson Crocodile. And wouldn't you know it, we don't want that. So let's spank that cloaca. Sarah, you have the Blood Glass Guitar. You're hitting on 6s, which becomes 5s in the rear. That's 2 hits. We have, oh god, a blushing body and a blushing brow. So, the body here is super dense. So, we look at the blushing brow. My strength here is 0, but the strength of the weapon is honed 4, meaning it's 4. I'm looking to match or beat a 7, so that means it's 3s to wound. That's not it. That is not it. So what's going to happen here is I get disarmed. When I'm disarmed, the monster flashes a toothy grin as its fingers swirl. The blood in your limbs drain. Your weapon tumbles from your grasp. You are disarmed. So we put a disarm token on my weapon, and then we take a disarm token and place it on the board 5 spaces away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I have to move over it in order to get it back. Which also means my attack is essentially cancelled and I don't get the second attempt. Which is kind of good and kind of bad. But that means I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, pick it right back up. That's kind of what the plan was. Let's see. Randy, you are in the rear arc as well. You're looking for 6s. Not a 1. So let's get you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of there. I doubt that the scout can do anything, but let's see what you got, Jose. Fist of Teeth, 7s. That's 1. And no strength bonuses, meaning this is a 7. That's a no. Failure. The monster rolls. Without turning, full move the monster to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Way to go. And the scout can only move like 3 spaces because the pack is so heavy. Now we have Jeff over here all by himself. He's just going to pick up that survivor corpse. There's no way he's in range for anything. Survivor corpse on a 5 gives us +2 insanity and a random basic resource. Archive the terrain. What's funny is he's got 7 insanity now. Okay. It's how it is. And you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just to kind of pretend to come into the battlefield, but we really don't want you to fight. Well, that was a wasted turn. Now the Croc goes. Crimson Snap. Threat with the least insanity and range. So, who has the least? We got 3, we got 1, but she's so far away, and she's so far away. Both of these characters here have 1. And then we have 7, 3, 5. So, definitely you. Now, I can move myself in such a way, but he also has fear. So he could... No, you do not have fear. You have hunger. You're a hungry boy. Okay, that means we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like that. 2 attacks, hitting on 3s, no other modifiers. That's 2 hits. Feet and chest. Luckily, you do have a rawhide vest, so that's going to put you to a light injury. The feet would put you to a heavy, so let's spend our dodge here on that. No feet damage. Luckily, you're not terrified, therefore, you don't die instantly. So, now what can we do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You cannot. So let's just hit you with nothing. 8s. Somehow get 1 hit. Try again. 7s. Nice. Fist and Teeth makes that a critical, but doesn't actually have a critical reaction on it. Therefore, it doesn't do anything. Thanks a lot. Speaking of, I forgot my bonus resource. Is just a bone. But hey, that succeeds. We take 1 wound out of here. And this is vasodilated. I don't know how to pronounce that word. Which means we get a coagulated hit location. Which means you... Now, can you reach 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? No. You hit it. 7s. 2 hits. That's a 1. That's a 2. Now this is +3 strength to this location, so let's do that one first. 3 plus my founding stone, that's 4. Looking for 3s. Thank you. Thank you. That's a wound. Get that out. No failure, no results. Here, looking for 6s. No. The reflex still happens. The monster flips upside down, glides on its belly, goes 2 spaces forward. Now, I would be in the center spot here, so I can get knockback 5 in virtually any direction. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bash like that. And you suffer 2 brain damage, putting you down to 1. Alright, does that actually get you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in range of Sarah and the guitar? This is on 6s. 1 hit. It's a whole lot of nothing. It's the patch of soft flesh between the hardened, translucent scabs. So, strength 4, looking for 3s. Oh my god! Can you not? You have strength training. You need to wound. You have the guitar. I'm mad. Can you tell? Scout. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Fist and Teeth. I'm desperate. You can hit. 7s. That, you can do it. But the woman with the actual... I'm mad. Okay. That's a wound. It is A coagulated hit location brought in. And not much else. We're just gonna keep away here. You don't need to be a part of this fight. You really don't. Whipping and slamming. This is the repeat card. When this card is resolved, place it face up on the deck, give it a token, move the monster so that its target is in the right spot. Who is the target? Target the closest survivor. So there's plenty of possible targets here. The problem becomes, well, actually, this is interesting. So the closest survivor is between Sarah and Jose. So if we pick Sarah here in this instance, he wants to get her into this position. In doing that, you get knocked back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and bash. And now the AoE attack actually hits no one else except for her. This attack has +1 speed and +1 damage for each token on it. So we have 2 attacks hitting on 3s. I actually missed once. And then here, we'll dodge this. Okay. So I take no damage, therefore do not take any bleed, nor the knockback. Now this goes on top. Now what's interesting is she has tenacity, which was the knowledge we got from survivalism. It said that when she departs, she gets a survival token. I can then spend that token at any time to gain a survival. It's a way to kind of get around our survival limit because she was at 3. She dodged, she was at 2. Spend a token, she's back to 3. So it's like I had 4 even though our survival limit is 3. Super cool, and it is an observation. Using those tokens will give me 1 point. I need to do that again in another hunt to get the second, and Tenacity 1 will become Tenacity 2. We're now in prime position here. You stand back up, you stay down. Sarah, please. 5s. 2 hits. Okay. Wait, no. Back. I need this to be the spot. So I have to have her go. Or do I want 1, 2, 3, 4? No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it has to be 1, 2, 3, 4. So I keep those rolls. It was a 9 and a 7. They're both still hits. Now, this gives me +3 strength with my 4, which means I shouldn't fail. Anything but a 1. Okay. Wounded. Thank you. And that's an observation for your strength training. Fantastic. Okay, now on this one. 3s. You have got to be kidding me. The monster's lower jaw drops open, its long tongue undulating hypnotically. Turn the monster to face the attacker and move 3 spaces back. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Knockdown. The attacker suffers the flee brain trauma. If they are mortal, they suffer frenzy instead. Flee brain trauma. You're knocked down and suffer knockback equal to your movement towards the closest board edge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And gain 1d5 insanity, which you don't gain because the crocodile has Adrenal Adept. When you would gain insanity from brain trauma, your body suffers in pain. Instead, suffer 1 damage to a random hit location. Okay? Chest. Light injury to the chest. Well then. 1, 2, 3, 4. You encourage or fist bump. It doesn't matter which one you do. Although, you only have 1 survival. I don't want you to really do that. Can you do it? You spend 1 survival, get him up, and then kind of like stay away. Now that you're up, don't spend your survival to do anything. Just 1, 2, 3, 4. Just get in there, just hit him, just kill him, please. No, not like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can't really do anything. Fist and teeth, 8s. It's 1 hit. And 8s again. 7s again. 9. I mean, you're getting all these critical hits, or critical wounds, but they don't have critical locations. Still wound. We get that repeat location out. That's good. Get a coagulated hit location. And it's going to be on this right spot here. So that's not anyone's potential spot to hit. Crocodile, what do you do? All non-death survivors. Everyone. Intimidate all targets. Each target rolls 1d10. If the result is 4+ and higher than their courage, they suffer knockback 5 and brain damage 1. So, 4+ and higher than the courage, yes. Knockback 5 and brain damage 1, putting you to 0. Okay. Jose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Brain damage puts you down to 4. Then we got Jeff. Yes. Brain damage 1 puts you down to 6. It is 4+. Brain damage 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then yes, brain damage 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Still far away. But then these two are going to stand back up. Okay. Well, we're in a bit of a spot here. So, here's the problem. Perform basic attack targeting the furthest survivor in range. That would probably be between you two, actually. And, if I target you, I can give you insanity. Do I really want to do that? I mean, I guess. Although, targeting you, I'm the monster controller, you get insanity. Congrats. Basic attack is 2 dice. That's actually a miss. So it's 1 to your chest. I can dodge that if I really want to. I might as well. Why not? Because I don't want to be knocked down. So what's going to happen now is, oh, damn it. No, I should have had it been him. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because he has the founding stone. He does not. So let's not give you the insanity. Let's not give you, well, give you back to survival. He spends his survival. The pot is right. Because I need someone to hit the spot, but Fist and Teeth, worse off than Founding Stone. So now you have it, and you can go 1, 2, 3, 4. Founding Stone. 7s. Okay. Whew. If I missed, then it was all over. Plus 3 strength. So 3 plus the 1. 4. 3s. Should be easy, right? Good. That's a wound. That's out of there. Sarah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get back into the game, please. Look at her. She's all the way over here. You, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back into the game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back into the game. Scout. I don't want to get you in there, but I mean, if you can do damage, I encourage you to do so. 1 hit. It's a normal location. Lashing and sticky. The acerbic, acerbic smell of the monster's breath burns your nostrils. That's a 7, which rolled off the board, and that's good. Wound. Thank you. Making up for everyone else's mistakes. Okay. Monster. Haunting bite. Survivor that last suffered damage. Who would that be? I think that would be her. Because everyone else has been dodging. Because there was this attack here, which hit her. Well, then again, they all suffered brain damage. So we can choose. In that case, that means I can have him target her. Right? Or him. Because it's going to be brain damage that he's going to do here. So I'll have him target him. The monster controller is the scout. Move and intimidate target. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4. If adjacent, the monster's jaundiced eyes lock onto yours, its breathing quickening to match your own. Sinew groans as the monster's jaw stretch impossibly wide, then snap shut in an instant. The pressure of displaced air rushes at you. You are knocked down and suffer 1 brain damage. Just 1. I'm okay with that. That's okay. You're now closer. Still not close enough, but hey. See what we can do. 7s. 2 hits. 2 hits. We can just do that again. That would be really cool. Let's see. Let's do this. Blushing, twisting back. 7. That's a wound. And coagulated. Interesting. Interesting, you say. 7s. Oh, well, no. It was going to roll to a 6. That was going to fail anyways. Failure. The monster's lower jaw drops open, its long tongue undulating hypnotically. Turn the monster to face the attacker and move 3 spaces back. Attacker suffers flee. I mean, you're kind of the closest. Although it's knocked back to the closest. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Knocked down and location. Hands. Show me your hands, light injury. Okay. Interesting. Who still has survival? She does. We can have her fist bump. Stand you up. You can then go in 1, 2, 3. I mean, fist and teeth. No. Here's a long shot. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. He only has 3 movement. Can't get there. And now that's pretty much the attacks, which means if we can get Crimson Snap out, I don't have to worry about her instant dying. The other attacks that are in here are not the worst things in the world. Okay. Crocodile. Shuffle the deck. Haunting Bite. Survivor that last suffered damage. That was you, right? Yeah, technically. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Intimidate target. If adjacent. Now it's if adjacent to target, right? Move and intimidate target. If adjacent to target. Well, it doesn't say to target, but if adjacent, the monster's jaundiced eyes do the thing. Blah, blah, blah. Snapshot. Blah, blah, blah. You're knocked down, suffer brain damage. Not adjacent. Therefore, nothing. Right? That's how I interpret that. Which means one of these two cards is the Crimson Snap. So that means I need it gone. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, welcome back, Mandy. I'm going to have her use Grounded. Give her 2 Insanity. That's her once per year ability. Let's go. She has a Founding Stone. Hits once. Plus 3 Strength. Plus the Founding Stone. 3's to wound. 9. Cool. That's a wound. Okay, we have 3 health remaining. What do we want to do? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes! Welcome back. 5s. That's 1 hit. That's all I need. It's a nothing location. 4 for my strength. 3's to wound. Oh, thank you. Thank you. That's another tick off of survival training. Or strength training. Which means Crimson Snap is definitely gone. All we have is Haunting Bite and Basic Attack, essentially. So, we can rest easier now. Jeff, 7s. 1 hit. I don't even care if I draw the trap. The trap on Crimson Croc actually isn't even that bad. That's a fail. Full move the monster to the left. Of course he would move to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bash. Left. Okay. They suffer 2 damage to the hands, which is a heavy injury because the scout has no armor. None at all. The scout is naked. So, sorry. That's it. Which means we have... Oh no. Well, it's fine. Because Haunting Bite's the only card in the AI deck now. And I know we got bad vision here. Haunting Bite is the only card in the deck. Looking at the person who was last damaged, meaning we go 1, 2, 3, 4. If adjacent, you'd suffer knockdown and 1 brain damage, which is fine. The scout actually has a lot of insanity, so we're okay. Then he stands back up, and you stand back up. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Please kill him. That's 2 hits. Impervious. Okay, well, I mean, impervious. Doesn't matter. And then, Salted Snout. That is a wound, but it's super dense. So now my honed Qatar has no strength bonus to it. But I'm kind of okay with that. That's it. You're dead. Oh my god. That was... that was bad. That could have gone so much better. Okay, don't make the same mistake I did, folks. If you have a chance to just kill the monster, just throw the Founding Stone. Just do it. Just throw it. It's not worth losing 2 people. We get rewards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, I'm getting weird stuff. 5. Consume, don't care. When you gain this, gain the phobophobia disorder. We'll give that to Jose. And then we get 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh. Resources. Plus the bones from before. Okay. We have 3 returning survivors, meaning we get 3 endeavors. We update our timeline. Year 2. Completed? Question mark. Then we get a random settlement event. We get Velvet Fog. A swarm of fuzzy lantern bugs descend upon the settlement like a warm blanket. They chitter and shake the glowing fluid in their abdomens, more interested in one another than the settlement. The survivor bashes one open and slurps up the bioluminescent fluid. It is delicious. Roll 1d10. 5. Revelry overtakes the settlement, providing an escape from the anxiety. Departing survivors gain +3 survival this lantern year. Lingering effects. You can remove a disorder of your choice, but skip the next hunt to recover. I mean, hey. Juice synthesis. Gain 1 love juice basic resource limit twice per year. That's not bad. Love juice is good. We need babies. We lost 2 people. Then there's an event that happens this year. A melody from the darkness abruptly ends. The settlement's heart sinks. A poacher emerges from the darkness, dragging the corpse of a monster. Their face is twisted with guilt. The poacher presents the mangled heap as a gift to the settlement. The gathered survivors cannot help but gaze at the tortured face of the creature, their eyes welling with tears. Muffled sobs escape their throats. You may now hunt the smog singers. Add them to the quarry list on the settlement record sheet. The settlement confronts the poacher. Roll 1d10. The poacher drops to their hands and knees. Their agonized sobs rise above the hushed murmurs of the survivors. Nominate survivor. Inspired by the innocence of the creature's face, they gain +1 understanding. They take the poacher's blood-stained hand, gain +1 population. The new survivor gains the pacifist and 3 insanity. They remorsefully gain 2 random smog singer resources. Sweet. So, let's spend an endeavor for an innovation, which means we must get rid of some things. We have a pseudo penis. Let's get rid of that. A monster hide and a monster bone. That is bone hide organ. That'll let us draw 4 cards from our innovation deck and pick what we want. Good choices here. But the problem is, I would love Inner Lantern. It gives you Surge, lets you basically do an extra attack. But we don't have the survival to really just start. Actually, we do get it temporarily. I think it might be crazy. Let's go. Inner Lantern. Thanks to this event, +3 survival on departure, we'll hit our limit and we'll have the excess survival to spend on surges, dodges, and so forth. If I didn't have this, I would have gone for Hovel. It would increase my limit and give me +1 departing survival. Don't need that. At least not right now. I'll get that next time. Oh, wait. There's a lot more that's going on before all of this. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. We have milestones. We have quite a few milestones, actually. First off, somebody died. 2 people died. We update the death count, and we note that. So, that means we have another story to read. Principle, death. The group must decide what to do with the first survivor corpse. Choose one. The first harvest, or the first grave? I'm going for harvest. The settlement decides to harvest the body for resources. The settlement gains the death principle cannibalize. Find and place the card on the settlement board and note it on the settlement record sheet. After adding the card to the settlement, roll 1d10. 5. The settlement ritualistically divides the corpse with a sharp stone and grimly consumes the dead flesh. Gain a founding stone starting gear. All departing survivors get +3 insanity. Okay, cool. I actually don't mind that. Now we'll get +3 departing survival and insanity this year. Or next year. However you want to. The way that the years kind of work is a little messed up. Cannibalize says we get +1 survival limit, and whenever a survivor dies, we draw 1 basic resource and add it to the settlement storage. Do not gain a resource if the survivor is lost, ceases to exist, or is exiled. Not a problem. And we'll get those resources now. And those will be Perfect Hide and another bone. So we have some choices to make. But first, before that, our survivors got Hunt XP. Now, 2 of them unfortunately died. They don't count. The other 3, Sarah gets her 3rd Hunt XP. Jeff gets his 2nd one, which gives him a milestone. And Jose gets his 1st. So, Jeff, you get to draw a philosophy. The one you get is Lanternism. So we find your booklet and read through it. Lanternism. Your neurosis is phototaxis. You are bound by light. While there is a fallen lantern terrain on the board, you cannot spend survival. Your tenet is Death Collector. So now we have to find the knowledge that matches that to find out what it is. Death Collector 1. When a survivor dies on the Showdown board, replace their miniature with a fallen lantern tile. When you activate the fallen lantern, get 1 observation, and all you need is 1 observation for this. So, don't know how good that's going to be, but we move on to rank 1. The lantern light casts long, strange shadows from your world onto the stone-faced ground. The boundary of light and shadow hardens, splitting the world in 2. The illuminated surfaces of settlement life and the hollowed plains of survivor faces bathed in lantern light rise in stark relief to the darkness. Staring into the life-defining light, your vision swims with elusive shapes. Get +1 Lumi and roll. 3. A calm washes over you as you hold the lantern. The pallid warmth against your skin creates a feeling of certainty. Your vision swirls with the shapes of gnashing fangs and crushing limbs, omens that chill you. You gather more lanterns to keep you warm. Gain the Light Whisperer knowledge. Now this is interesting. On arrival, gain a death token. As an action, reveal cards from the top of the hit location deck equal to the number of death tokens you have and put them back in any order. Then roll 1d10. On a 1, you consume a death token, archive it, and suffer the frenzy brain trauma. Okay. I mean, it's a thing. And these will get recorded and put into our knowledge deck. That is your milestone completed. What other milestones do we have? Population reaching 15, first child being born, and 3 understanding. Okay, so we can spend this love juice to instant create a baby. During the settlement phase, you may archive this to intimacy. Nominated survivors must be able to consume. So we turn to the intimacy event. Nominate 2 consenting survivors to be parents and roll on the ARC birth table below. Now that 4 becomes a 5 because we earned 1 collective cognition, which reminds me, thanks to defeating the crocodile, we'll get 1 collective cognition and actually get the 2nd reward on the track. But back to the baby. A newborn is brought kicking and screaming into the world. Get +1 population. If we have a grand feast, we do not. They don't get +1 Lumi. So we have a baby. Hooray! That's our first baby. And so we get the principle, new life. The group must decide how to raise their young. Choose one, without mercy or with affection. You know I'm going without mercy. The toys are taken from the child and replaced with a cold stone-faced shard. Training begins immediately. The settlement gains a new life principle, survival of the fittest. Find and place the card on the settlement board and note it on the settlement record sheet. After adding the card to the settlements, roll 1d10. And that's an 8. The child is raised as a pure warrior, leaving behind compassion and fear. The newborn survivor gets +2 courage and tough fighting art and 1 random disorder. Okay, so you don't get fighting arts as an ARC survivor, typically. Instead, we do something called Vaultless. Look at that imagery. As you walk the winding, high-walled thought path, you feel the border approaching. Explore the maze or press through the barrier. If an ARC survivor would gain a fighting art, instead choose to explore the maze or press through. When an ARC survivor gains a secret fighting art, they can gain it as normal and suffer +1 systemic pressure or torment and end the event. So, we're going to explore the maze. 4. You scramble up heaps of experience and impressions. The fighting art forms your final foothold. It crumbles as you ascend to higher clarity. Get +1 Lumi. Yeah, it's whatever. So this new child, who we don't know what their name is the start of Survival of the Fittest. Our limit goes up by 1, and whenever we roll on the Intimate Story event, we roll 2 dice and pick the lowest. All current and newborn survivors get +1 strength, +1 evasion, which is amazing. Everyone gets that. And once per lifetime, a survivor may reroll a single roll result, but you have to keep your new result. That's, you know, you win some, you lose some. And the disorder that they would have gotten is coprolalia. All your gear is noisy. You're always a threat unless you're knocked down, even if an effect says otherwise. Should be fine. I think we're okay. We have a lot going on here, man. There's a lot going on. So, what can we create? I will be right back. And I believe that's all of our milestones taken care of. So there's a lot to record, there's a lot to decide. I'll come back and tell you what I get. Okay, and we're back. So, there's a lot going on here. First off, collective cognition. Remember, we got 1 point for defeating our first level 1 Crimson Crocodile. So, we get the reward labeled 2. We get the pleasing plating. We earn the stone plate innovation. This lantern year, the survivors are presented with plated meals for the first time. Departing survivors gain +1 survival. So now we have our bonus of +4 survival and +3 insanity. Stone plate says, the settlement tenderly scrapes together comforting meals. Survivors may claim the Clothed and Satiated Armor Set bonus card if they meet the requirements, which is this. The requirements say you must have 3 pieces of armor and not qualify for any other armor bonus. If you can do that, then you will gain 1 armor to all hit locations. That's fantastic. That's like so helpful in the early game, but I can't make a whole lot of use of that right now because I don't have a whole lot of armor. So here's what I did with my endeavors and resources. At the outskirts, I used the endeavor to once per settlement phase, a survivor may carefully search the outskirts, gain a hollow stone strange resource. We got 1. I'm going to slowly build these up because I want to make the stone face cloak for our scout. So that's that. I then created the bonesmith because we didn't have that last time. Used the monster bone to create a bone blade. Just need more weapons. On that same note, at the Crimson Crockery, Vein Glass became a Blood Glass Dagger, Eye of the Immortal and the became the Crocodile Eyes, which is a great resource because you'll get plus monster level strength if you have no foresight. Foresight is you can't see the top card of the AI deck or the hit location deck, which is 99% of the time. So it's just extra strength. The Crimson Fin and the Perfect Hide became a Crimson Dress. It's a charged dress. It doesn't matter right now. More armor is more armor. And I'm keeping the Pale Flesh to hopefully make more of the Crimson set later. And Broken Lanterns aren't good for anything. So, that's everything. I spent so much time writing down everything everywhere, just to make sure I have everything right. And that's my settlement phase. I think I'm in a better position now that I have some weapons. Everyone will have at the very least a founding stone. I can build out maybe 1 or 2 decent pieces of weaponry before I start building out my armor. But we'll see. We'll see. But actually, I almost forgot our 2 Smog Singer resources. A Gaseous Belly and a Whistle Tooth. Actually, that will help me build something from the crockery, right? Pale Flesh and an organ give me the Crimson Folds. That's one more piece of armor towards the Crimson set. And with this tooth, there's really not much else I can do except maybe build another Bone Blade. But I'll keep that Whistle Tooth. It's, unique to the Smog Singer, so perhaps it'll be useful later. It'd be a waste to use it up. But that's everything. We have the option of fighting the Smog Singers, but I don't want to do it just yet. Just like fighting the Antelope, you don't want to do that too quickly. But I do know that with the current departing bonuses that I'm getting, the +3 Insanity, that's critical to fighting against the Crimson Crocodile so it doesn't terrify my survivors. Join me next time in year 3 where I fight one more Crimson Crocodile. Hopefully this one goes by a lot smoother now that all my survivors have +1 strength, +1 evasion, and I've got more of them carrying better weapons. Be sure to leave a comment if I've made any mistakes so that I can catch them and learn better next time. But that's all for now. Thank you all so much for watching.